an echo through eternity part through. Mark froze, struck by complete shock. Memories of Nami surfaced, her touch, the gaze, the warmth, the smile, and the ominous presence of Sybil.
Can I see their home?
His voice trembled.
Of course,
Replied the old man. Silence fell, as if both felt the weight of the past.
What were they like?
Mark asked.
You said you knew them well.
mixed opinions. Personally, I never saw any evil in them, but they were certainly unusual.
Unusual how?
Good children, but as they grew, things changed. The two were always together. People whispered that they were witches. They took their own lives in the forest, inside a circle, marked with strange symbols.
Mark's eyes lit up.
I've seen it. That's exactly why I'm here.
The old man looked at him suspiciously.
That was their home.
They stood before an abandoned, crumbling house.
I don't know what you expect to find. Nothing of value remains inside.
I want to learn more about the symbols.
The circle is gone. I was there, the entire village gathered. Fear kept us from inviting a curse. All their books were burned.
No!
Mark snapped.
Why did they do that? I'll never understand what those symbols mean.
Does it matter?
The older man frowned.
That happened 10 years ago. Nothing strange occurred after their deaths. Whatever ritual they believed in is destroyed.
It's not destroyed. Look at these figures.
Mark handed over his phone, showing the pictures.
They couldn't have been captured by accident. They endure.
The man stared in silence.
Nonsense! Since they're dead, it's impossible. No one in the village ever saw them. I think it's time to leave. There's nothing more to seek here.
I need to find something that can help me.
Mark said, sprinting toward the abandoned house.
Go away!
The old man shouted after him. Mark had no intention of leaving. Dust and cold filled the house. Dirt coated every surface. Broken windows let the wind rush inside. He stepped into the kitchen. The table lay in pieces. Drawers held old, dusty plates and cups. Nothing seemed of use. The bedroom of one of the girls came next, though it was impossible to know which. A cold draft brushing down his back. The nightstand offered nothing. Sheets were pulled back, but it quickly became clear it was pointless. If the villagers had left anything behind, it had been hidden well. He moved the bed. Fingers traced the dirty floorboards. One gave way, another, then a few more. Beneath them lay a book. Large, old, black, dusty. The covers were heavy but surprisingly intact. Flipping through quickly, symbols and figures appeared. Spells, circles, repeating patterns. Grabbing the book, he left the house before anyone could see. Through the forest, he couldn't stop reading. In one hand, the phone with the photos. In the other, the book. Symbols were compared with each step. Finally, he stopped. They matched. Careful study began, page after page. Time seemed to dissolve.
You just can't give up.
The voice came from behind. He turned, Sibila.
You can't fool me anymore.
The book was raised.
Now I'll know everything.
Sibila laughed.
You're a ghost. Not real. I was in the village. People told me many interesting things about you and your sister.
There's nothing to tell. They have no idea who I am.
I met Nami.
Not surprising. She likes to toy with her victims before breaking them. But I lack such patience.
You are dead, my god!
Mark shouted.
You took your lives for some deranged ritual. Stop acting as if this is normal.
Her gaze fixed on him as she stepped closer.
If I were dead, could I do this?
A knife appeared. Her throat was cut before his eyes. Blood erupted, splattering his face and clothes, soaking into the snow and turning it bright red. Her laughter continued.
How will you explain this, genius? Why am I bleeding if I'm a ghost?
Mark stumbled backward, words failing. Suddenly, the sky darkened. Heavy clouds rolled in. Lightning struck mere meters away. He leapt aside, glancing at the witch. She stared silently, whispering softly. Thunder, deafening. Hands pressed over his ears. Lightning struck the book. Flames erupted. He lunged to put out the flames, scooping snow in frantic handfuls. Then they came, black silhouettes, thousands, pouring from the forest. They passed through him, through flesh, through thoughts, pain, emptiness, poison, and something worse, a hunger that was not his own. He ran, but they followed. He stumbled, tumbling down the hill, colliding with a tree. Cold, piercing pain shot through his body. Consciousness slipped away, yet the shadows continued to chase him in his mind. When he came to, the body shivered from cold. Slowly, he rose, aching in the back and chest. Around him, the forest lay empty. Returning home, frustration and confusion took over. The book was gone. He struck the table. The air smelled of dust and old wood.
Mark.
A familiar voice. He turned. Nami.
I was worried. You've been gone so long.
She reached to embrace him instinctively. He pushed back.
No need to pretend anymore. I know everything.
What are you talking about?
Enough!
His voice cracked, desperate.
I went to the village. I saw your grave, your sister's. I don't know what you are, but I don't want any part of it.
She sat quietly. The silence hung heavy, as if the house itself was holding its breath.
Nothing to say. What did you do to me that night?
Don't you remember?
How could I remember something unreal? You're not real.
On the contrary, I am real. What you saw and what they told you in the village isn't what truly happened. People don't understand. Neither do you.
Explain it then.
Nami's gaze fell on his chest. She froze, hand over her mouth. Mark tilted his head, puzzled.
What is it?
He looked down.
Oh, God.
She cried.
It's already begun.
What do you mean?
They were inside you, weren't they? Thousands of black shapes.
You saw them!
No. I felt the emptiness in your heart.
She stood, looking over his shoulder.
They pierced through your back, too. The pain is there.
What does it mean?
Emptiness doesn't stay empty for long. Something will settle inside. Something foreign, cold, dark.
I'll fill the bathtub with salt.
It won't be enough.
Holy water, too.
Mark, I don't want to scare you, but...
She struggled for words.
These measures work when there is something to save. But in your case, the spirit is gone.
What nonsense!
He shouted. stepping back.
If I didn't have a soul, I wouldn't be alive.
You don't understand. These beings exist before time, before form, before light. They wait, choose. Their strike is crushing, thought without a body, boundary between dream and reality, invincible. I'm afraid the process has already begun.
What will happen to me?
He asked, fear rising.
Something will come into you, foreign, cold, dark. It will possess your body, leaving you a prisoner of your own hell. Empty gaze, lost spark of life. You exist, but do not live.
Mark sank to his knees. Tears streamed down his face, hands trembling.
Is that what happened to you?
My story with Sibylla is far less interesting.
What do you want from me?
Nami smiled, placing a hand on his shoulder.
I want to help.
Liar!
He shouted, recoiling.
Don't touch me!
Why are you like this?
How do you expect me to act? I know you're not alive. You did a ritual, a circle, a book. Why lie to me?
She sat again, eyes thoughtful, staring out the window. Moisture glimmered at the corners.
I'm not like my sister. She frightened you. I'm different.
What happened?
He asked through tears.
Nothing between us has changed. I'm not dead. What lies in the grave is a double. It took death for me. We are immortal.
Mark couldn't tell if she was sincere.
The ritual we performed grants immortality.
She continued.
We remained the same age for eternity. We were happy when it worked. Only each other existed. We thought no one else was needed, but we were wrong. Soon everything lost meaning. Time became worthless. Every second felt as long as a star's life. I longed for gentle touch, for affection no one could give. We opened a portal between worlds and nothing was the same. Sibylla played with the shadows, keeping them sated. I refused to participate. She spends her time in the forest, never leaving the circle. She repeats the ritual endlessly, sustaining the egregore that granted us eternity.
So, this creature attacked me.
Yes, the black silhouettes are part of it. It chooses its victims, sensing the grief lodged in their hearts. People come here to escape something. Loneliness is a choice of those who suffer quietly. It slips in through cracks, unnoticed. Its strike is crushing. Born before light knew darkness, before names, before form, master of time. From another world untouched by age or death. Thought without a body, existing at the edge of illusion and dream. Victims often call it themselves, inviting it into their minds.
Nami handed over the book.
This is the way out. Read it. Learn the ritual. You can escape the emptiness.
How?
By performing our ritual and defeating time.
Never!
Think all the information is here. When you're ready, we'll speak again.
She vanished. No trace, no sound, as if evaporated into the air. Mark spent days and nights over the pages, as if they had granted him a second chance. He read tirelessly, flipping back and forth, tracing lines with trembling fingers that he didn't fully understand. Hunger, thirst, sleep, forgotten. He sought meaning where meaning crumbled to dust. He tried to decipher the logic of the rituals. If he could understand their mechanism, perhaps he could find a way to stop them. Days bled into one another. Light through the window lost all significance. Morning and evening were merely shades of the same gray. Slowly, his connection to reality loosened, like a rope worn thin by time. He stopped bathing. Weeks passed without shaving, hair clumped greasy and tangled, eyes sunken with dark shadows beneath, skin paler than usual, almost translucent. No longer human, but a shadow trapped in another's body. He scoured the internet with manic obsession, forums, old archives, forgotten blogs, occult texts in strange languages. searching for a weak point. Nami was nowhere to be found. No trace, no sign. He didn't know where to look, or if he even wanted to see her again. In town, people began to whisper. He had vanished from sight for weeks, and when he briefly appeared in the store, no one recognized him. Eyes empty, movements jerky, as though something pulled him backward. Rumors spread fast. They reached Larissa. At first, pride and resentment held her back. She told herself he had chosen this path, but her friend's condition outweighed everything else. One evening, the engine of her car broke the silence around his house. Mark froze, peering through the window. She stepped out, closing the door with her familiar shrug. Annoyance and an unexpected thrill coursed through him. A painful reminder of something normal that no longer belonged. They sat at the table. This time, it was bare. He ate little, rarely. The fridge almost empty, just a bottle of water and a piece of hardened bread. The silence between them was heavier than any words to come.
What's happened to you?
Larissa's voice trembled softly with concern.
You don't look like yourself.
She poured hot water from the stove, making tea with a ritualistic care. Each motion deliberate, as though every touch might restore him to life.
I'm worried. The last time I visited, your house smelled of cleanliness and harmony. There was incredible food. Now, you can't even make tea.
Busy, no time for idle talk. Don't worry about me. Mind yourself.
What do you mean?
She leaned slightly forward, eyes following every movement.
You stayed to live in a poisoned place, blinded by the vanity of the city.
For God's sake, Mark, bathe. You smell terrible. Is this freedom for you?
He sipped the tea, tasted nothing, felt nothing. The world around him had flattened, drained of color and sound.
This tea is awful.
I think you need help.
What kind of help?
You've lost your mind. You used to go out, meet people. Now you sit locked away. No one has seen you for weeks. We didn't know if you were alive.
She sighed, hesitating, unsure how to continue.
What happened?
Tears filled his eyes. Voice rough, almost a whisper.
They took it. Since then, nothing's been the same. I have to get it back. Otherwise, I'm lost.
What did they take?
The soul.
Excuse me?
He showed her the photos of the circle.
Do you see these symbols?
What is this?
Witches. They opened a portal, and something horrifying came through.
He handed her the book.
It's all described here.
She stared at the strange illustrations, shivering.
Where is this circle?
In the forest.
What happened next?
Thousands of shadows passed through me, as if eating me from the inside. I've never felt so helpless, so terrified. I couldn't stop them. I couldn't do anything.
His voice trembled with both rage and grief. He wept. Larissa held him close, pressing him gently to her.
Calm down. We'll find a solution. I'll study everything now. Lie down. You look exhausted, and it's very late.
Don't travel now. The road is dangerous and dark.
I'll stay here tonight. Don't worry about me. Tomorrow, we'll continue the conversation.
The next morning, Mark woke to the aroma of a delicious breakfast. The table was piled with scrambled eggs, freshly squeezed juice, warm coffee, pancakes, and homemade bread.
Good morning.
Larissa greeted him with a smile.
When did you manage to prepare all this?
Nothing special. I went shopping early this morning. Last time you cooked for me, now it's my turn.
He sat down and sipped the juice. Everything looked so appetizing that hunger returned instantly. Each bite felt like the first, flavors resurfacing like a forgotten memory.
How did you sleep?
Not enough.
She set down her cup and took his hand.
Let's go somewhere. Somewhere we haven't been before.
I don't feel like it.
Come on, it'll be fun. You definitely need to get out of this place.
You don't understand.
Your soul won't return if you sit here pitying yourself. Come with me. I have an idea where to take you.
Mark knew he couldn't dissuade her. Without much enthusiasm, he got ready. He climbed in and waited to see what she had planned. They drove to a small town about 2 hours away. At first, he liked it. No one knew them. No one watched. He could relax. They wandered the streets. The air was fresh. Snow melted, preparing for spring. The sun shone bright, erasing unwelcome memories. Here, they held no power.
Want to go to the movies? I'll pick the film.
She suggested.
I don't feel like it.
Oh, you're so boring. You've forgotten how to live.
She grabbed his hand and led him straight to the theater. The film was funny. They laughed and loosened up. Afterwards, they strolled through town, feeding ducks at the pond, walking in the park, and visiting the market. Mark bought her cotton candy, just like he used to. That evening, they dined at the finest restaurant. Time slipped by unnoticed, and night fell. They decided to stay in a hotel rather than travel back. The next morning, refreshed, they had breakfast at the hotel and set off for his home. On the way, Mark fell into thought.
I'm not sure I want to go back.
Why?
I don't want to face those creatures again.
You can always stay with us.
I don't think living in the city is a good idea. I've invested too much time and effort into this house. I can't give up now.
Silence. She didn't fully agree, but chose to remain quiet.
Fine. I'll stay only if you promise to take a shower.
They laughed. They stopped in town to shop.
I'm so glad to see you two together.
Called Tony, spotting them from a distance.
Don't tell me you've gotten back together.
Glad to see you too, Tony. I'll help him with the house for a few days.
Looks like he needs a shower more than help.
He pinched his nose.
I'll leave you in peace. Have a good day.
See, even Tony can't tolerate that smell.
She teased. Back at the forest house, Mark showered while Larissa prepared a tasty lunch. After eating, he dozed off again while she tidied the house. He woke to dusk outside. Heading to the kitchen, he found Larissa cooking.
This house has never been so clean, rest a bit. I'll take over from here.
I can't believe you offered that. At least this place has changed you for one good thing.
She retreated to her room. Suddenly, the doorbell rang. Mark opened it. Naomi stood there.
What are you doing here?
I came to see you. I was worried. You weren't here yesterday.
Are you following me?
Can I come in?
Now, isn't convenient.
Why?
It's none of your business.
Mark, who is it?
Larissa called from the other room.
I can't believe there are more people here.
Because of her, I can't come in.
I'm not bothering anyone, Mark.
Not a good time, Nami. Please leave.
Wait.
She placed a foot in the doorway and pushed through.
Don't rush so much.
How dare you enter, as if this were your home?
What's going on?
Larissa asked, confused.
You've been acting so strange since I stayed over last night.
Excuse me!
Don't make that face, Larissa. It's not what you think. She is dead.
To me, she looks pretty alive.
We've had this conversation, Mark. I told you I'm not dead.
Is that why you moved here? To secretly keep a lover?
Nami isn't my lover.
Mark, we've shared good moments together. I don't understand why you act as if they meant nothing. I've always been here for you, helping.
Unbelievable.
Larissa snapped, storming toward her room.
I'm leaving.
Larissa, don't go. Stay at least until morning.
I have no more work here.
Let her go, Mark. It's better for everyone.
You be quiet.
Larissa shouted angrily. Mark ran after her, blocking the door.
She's one of the sisters I told you about. If you don't believe me, go to the village on the other side of the forest. Follow the red paint on the trees. I put it there so I wouldn't get lost. Anyone you ask will lead you to Sibylla's and Nami's graves. Ask, and you'll see I'm telling the truth.
Why are you sending her there? You know what lives in the forest. Do you want the same fate to befall her?
The two looked at her questioningly.
Have you forgotten the shadows that wake you in nightmares? They will find her and break her even easier than they did you. At the circle, she will meet Sibylla. If she means that much to you, why send her to certain doom?
Don't listen to her, Larissa.
I'm tired of both your nonsense. Don't drag me into your dramas anymore.
Furious, Larissa left the house. She climbed into her car and disappeared into the dark. Mark watched from the window. Inside, two animals fought, fear and anger. He didn't know which would win. Nami sat on Larissa's bed, her fingers tracing the pillow as if caressing flesh. She leaned over, pressing her nose slowly through the blankets, like a predator recognizing the scent of wounded prey.
What are you doing? You're not normal.
A quiet, almost lazy laugh escaped Nami.
I can feel her. Her fear is still here. It smells of doubt and of contempt she hasn't yet admitted.
Mark stepped toward her and grabbed her shoulders.
How dare you come into my home and call me a liar? Why do you want to destroy my relationship, you vile snake?
She didn't flinch. Her eyes remained calm.
You cannot destroy something already dead. You can only bury it.
You don't understand.
I see that you hold on to a memory, not a person.
He let go of her, but didn't step back.
She won't live here with you. The forest frightens her. The silence suffocates her. You offer simplicity, but she longs for noise and lights. Who are you really fighting for? Her, or to avoid admitting you chose wrong?
Mark fell silent. Her words didn't feel like an attack. They were a verdict.
Your fear is convenient, but it condemns you to eternal sorrow. It traps you in a cage, a slave to your own failures, never daring to reach for something better. It's easier to endure misalignment than to admit that love was a mistake.
I'm with her for her qualities, not out of loneliness.
Loneliness isn't the absence of a person. It's the absence of understanding, and you are alone even when she's beside you. That isn't failure, Larissa. Coming here for you will not guarantee a happy relationship. Over time, she will resent you because you will be the one who stole her dream.
Mark stayed silent. No one had ever spoken to him so deeply. Every word resonated in his soul. It was as if Nami read the cracks in his heart. He sat beside her, no longer arguing. His inner resistance was cracking.
Love cannot be demanded. It cannot be won. It chooses.
He lowered his gaze, feeling transparent, as if she were seeing not his face, but all the unspoken thoughts inside him.
Loss comes from staying with someone who despises you or giving up yourself to please another. In both cases, you condemn yourself to eternal grief.
She took his hand and looked into his eyes. She leaned closer, the world around him blurred. His heart pounded in his temples. Thoughts shattered into fragments. He felt her skin, her breath, her presence like a magnetic pull. Her gaze pierced his mind. Beautiful eyes, a perfect face. For the first time, he realized how stunning she truly was. His lips met hers. It wasn't a surge. It was surrender. Her eyes didn't flinch. She didn't close them.
You've already made a choice.
She whispered.
You're just not ready to admit it.
She pulled back slowly.
Take the book.
Her voice was no longer a request. It was a command, echoing stronger in him than the kiss itself. He woke in his own bed, alone. The book rested in his hands, open to the page with the ritual. It seemed nothing else remained for him. He had turned his back on everyone familiar, and without Larissa, there was nothing left to lose. Was it really that bad? Eternal life, no aging, no death. The promises were alluring, almost innocent in their phrasing. No, a quiet voice spoke deep within him, gentle, almost childlike. It stopped him. Still, but with every passing day, the voice grew fainter, as if someone were muffling its sound. The days dragged slowly. He remained completely alone. No one came looking for him. No one arrived. Perhaps that was for the best. Perhaps not. Thoughts never ceased. Sleep fled each night. His eyes reddened, dry, lifeless. He read about the shadow's intrusion. Nami hadn't lied. They didn't merely pass through. They pierced. His soul was already torn. He could feel the process. It didn't hurt. It was worse, a rasher. Soon he would be an empty vessel, and he didn't want anything else to fill him uninvited. Late at night, he went to the kitchen, took a knife, and gazed thoughtfully toward the forest. The circle was calling. Suddenly, a memory of Larissa flashed through his mind. Laughter in the cinema, cotton candy, a warm hand in his. His hand relaxed. The knife clattered on the counter. He sat, palms pressed to the table, breathing steadied for a moment. Then it began. His emotions drained, not suddenly, but like water slowly flowing from a crack. He tried to remember his name, felt emptiness. Friends, family, girlfriend. Their faces blurred like a photograph left in the rain. Contours vanished first, then expressions. He rose abruptly, headed for the bedroom, looked into the mirror, froze. Hand pressed over his mouth, but it didn't stop the scream. Pressed into his shoulders, something dark stood there, and it's fed. No face, no eyes, no flesh. Limbs twisted unnaturally, soft, like smoke with bones. Tentacles coiled around his head. Mark tried to grab it. His hands passed through. He fell, rolled down the stairs, felt weight upon his shoulders as if carrying a foreign body. With his last strength, he reached the kitchen, took the knife, and swung at the creature. The blade passed through it. As if fighting mist, he ran into the living room, opening drawers, not knowing what he sought. Finally, he found a photo album. He opened it. The pictures began to fade before his eyes. Smiles melted. Eyes disappeared. Faces became white blotches.
No.
He whispered. Was this the end? First memories, then feelings. Finally, you yourself. The phone rang. He looked around. No one was there. He had clutched the album so tightly the cover bent. He released it, picked up the phone.
Hello, Larissa.
He gasped. Breathing came from the other side.
Mark, whatever that book says, don't do it. There's another way. Listen to me very carefully.
The real battle begins in part third.